me. Hi guys, Black Rose here. Kind of trying something new and different. I was going to try to do a live stream, but right now I don't have the qualifications I need to just do a live stream, so I thought since I really wanted to do this, I would do it this way for now. So a lot's been happening with Warring Minds and the Realm. Right now, I am currently working on wrapping up part 2 for episode 6, and I am working on making all the characters I need for episode 7, which is going to be where we rejoin Black Lightning yet again. Biel and Kenji are going to be up for quite an adventure going into season 2. We'll put it that way. Which I'm pretty sure those who have seen the video will probably guess easily, because Kenji right now is in Final Fantasy VII, which everyone knows that is a huge game. Biel, on the other hand, well, let's just say the giant hint I've been giving all season long will tell you enough. He's going to be running into some very familiar characters very soon. Unfortunately, with the apps I use to make my characters, I can't get 100%, but I get as close as I can. So please bear with me if the designs aren't 100% who they are. It's my version of who they are as best as I can get them, so it makes it fun. Let's see, the Realm, that one is taking me a long time because I am trying something new with that as well. My goal with the Realm is to kind of take a different approach. I want to see if I can actually do a full episode without having to break it up into so many parts like what I've been doing with Warring Minds, and see what kind of reaction I get from you guys with that. I know a lot of you haven't been commenting me yet on what you think, where I should go. If you prefer multi-part episodes like what I'm doing with Warring Minds, or if you like the one big chunk like what I'm doing with the Realm. So any kind of feedback like that would be great. I am also trying something new with the Realm that I'm going to be implementing in Season 2 in Warring Minds, where for every phrase the characters say, I'm trying to mimic how we talk in real life, to where they're almost like human, but not exact, because I'm still working on that. But I see a bright future for both the Realm and Warring Minds. The Realm is kind of all over the place because I'm starting it so late. So my goal for the Realm is to kind of fill in some back history as to what's going on behind the scenes as to what led to where Warring Minds is currently. So that's kind of my goal with that. Plus, I want to introduce the villains that I primarily want to deal with throughout the seasons. And for me, the Realm has endless possibilities. I'm into several video games, several anime, several movies where I can easily take our characters into anything and almost everything. I have some plans ahead for a few animes. Right now, for Warring Minds, it's mainly sticking to One Piece and Final Fantasy for the time being, as well as a few others. But Season 2, I'm planning on opening it up to a few other worlds, just because Luna is a traveling performer, so I wanted to kind of play on that a little bit and see where we end up with that. I do have wheels where if I'm going, okay, where are my characters going to go next? I just spin the wheel and it tells me where they're going to go, and depending on where they land will depend on who I introduce. I introduced Marvel a little bit in season 1 when I did the Haunted Castle. You guys are probably going to laugh at me, and I am probably rambling, but when I originally did the Haunted Castle, my plan was to kind of make it like a Halloween short video, and with how I ended up going about it, it ended up just being part of the storyline. So it's like it went from being a side fun video to actually never mind, let's keep this idea and keep it in the storyline. So maybe for next Halloween I'll try to think of something that's actually just strictly for Halloween. But who knows, it could be another Haunted Castle where I start with it being a side video to never mind, it's part of the main story. I know two of the worlds I've been kind of hinting at with the Haunted Castle is vampire based. So Count Dracula, if you haven't checked out the tags, comes from the Netflix series Castlevania, whereas Alucard comes from Hellsing. And of course, D comes from Vampire Hunter D. I don't know how many of you know that series. It's a really old series to where it's almost hard to find anything but books on it. Hellsing, of course, a lot of people may still be into. You can still find the manga for it. You can still find cosplays for it. Castlevania, I am not sure how popular that is. I did think about kind of throwing in Trevor Belmont from Castlevania too at some point. So, hey, if you guys want to drop a comment on that idea, please let me know, because I'm still kind of figuring out if I want to, and if I do, where am I going to throw them in? You know, that sort of fun writing jazz, and I'm always open to ideas. Let's see. For Warring Minds in Season 2, not to give too much away, I am going to start back in Arkdale with Darkfang and the girls, just because it's been a while since we've caught up with them. So Darkfang and the girls are going to be our stars of Season 2 when I get started on that, which will probably be a while because I do still have to script it out. Sunset has a big role to play in terms of the realm, in terms of Warring Minds. I haven't quite figured out what all I want her role to be in that world yet, so that's why I've been more playing on what she can and can't do in the realm versus Warring Minds, because when we met her, she was just a coffee barista serving BL his cup of coffee. The funny thing about BL is he's my coffee drinker side. I'm just as bad as BL. If I'm having a rough day or I'm having an issue waking up, I start off with a cup of coffee, and if that doesn't do it, sometimes I get 2. And if 2 cups of coffee don't do it, sometimes I have to go grab an energy drink, just because sometimes, unfortunately, I'm a night owl and I just can't sleep one night, and then when I wake up eventually, or just get up if I don't sleep at all on the next day, I'm so tired that I'm trying to force myself to wake up and have energy just to, be able to function. Let's see. Oh, the games. So I did start doing video gameplays. I do appreciate all the views and likes on Resident Evil. I know Thief is still kind of 50-50 on if anyone is really into that series or not. Um, I just did it just to try to get myself out of a comfort zone I've been getting myself into lately. I am very much an introvert. Um, I know I don't really seem like it now or in any of the video playthroughs because I talk so much throughout it. Um, but I am trying to make myself be uncomfortable on purpose because I want to get more social. I want to get out there. I want to feel like I can be confident in anything and everything I do. And I know the first step is just taking that leap of faith. So I appreciate you guys kind of backing me up where you can. The Realm Season 2, I do plan on continuing The Realm alongside Warring Minds, and I'm going to try my best to not make it such a weird transition between the two worlds as I am currently, just because I was already so far in Warring Minds that when I decided I wanted to start trying something with the Realm, that I essentially had a lot of catching up to do. So it's like, I'm hoping by the time Season 2 for the Realm comes into play, I can actually plan it out to where it flows a lot better going alongside Warring Minds for Season 2 when that starts up. Episode 6 will be in 4 parts for Warring Minds. Episode 7, I believe I ended up with 5 parts before I cut it off because I want to save where they're heading next for Season 2 just so I have time to figure out how to pull it off. I will say the biggest challenge I'm going to have, because Oda did such a good job doing it, is the part where we have Luffy falling from the sky with an entire crew of criminals, and his grandfather is on the island looking up with his big mouth open. Yeah, I can't duplicate that very well in Gacha, so I apologize ahead of time to anyone who are diehard One Piece fans and to Oda himself. I am going to do my best, but I am not you, and I am not a certified animator, so I am going to do my best. But hey, if I get a big laugh out of it, at least I can say I tried. The biggest thing is trying to implement my characters outside of One Piece and trying to make sure that the storyline isn't changed too much, but quite frankly, it is my story, so even though I am borrowing some characters, it is what it's going to be. Because Oda did not set up One Piece with the possibility of me throwing in one of my guys. So it's going to be interesting. We'll put it that way. It will be very interesting. I will say I am going to be going against a lot of the storylines for all the series that we all know and love, including One Piece. Because there are characters that I love in them that in the original series they are either killed off or, they're not showing up until a certain part. So if it's a character I really want in my storyline, they'll either show up earlier than they do in the anime, or I go against what the creator had planned for them, and instead of them winding up dead, they're actually alive. So that's just kind of my take on my version of a fan fiction with my story. Warring Minds was always set up to be a big fan fiction in a way. Yes, there is a big storyline to it that I started in high school, but I find more enjoyment in Warring Minds, not picturing it as a novel that's just on the two brothers. No, I found the most joy in it when I just let my mind wander and let them go to Pirates of the Caribbean or wherever they end up. So, in a way, yes, it's a fictional novel, but it's more like a giant fan fiction. Yes, there is a huge, massive storyline I started way back when, but ironically, I did find the originals that I started. But yeah. Let's just say that took a very dark turn because at the time I was writing it, I was going through a lot. And it definitely shows my anger, my aggression, my depression. Yeah, it was not a fun period for me. Um, so basically, everything I was feeling at the time, I unfortunately took out on my story. And I didn't want to try to revive Warring Minds and the realm with where it ended in real life. So my goal now is to just keep it fun, keep it flowing, keep it about what I originally wanted it to be when I started. I wanted it to be for fun. I wanted it to be not just about the boys and what they're going through. I wanted it to be about all these crazy characters they can make, or they can meet, not make. I'm the one that makes them. Sorry, guys. I am a flight of ideas. The whole goal of Warring Minds in the Realm is to be a one giant fun fan fiction that just keeps flowing together and just, ends where it ends. I don't know where it's going to end. Honestly, I have not thought that far ahead. So, for anyone who loves my series currently, that is very awesome news for you because that means this could go on forever. And I am going to keep working on my video game playthroughs as well. I do have some thoughts on that. I did say in the last Resident Evil update that I did, I am planning, once I do finally finish Resident Evil 0, I am planning on taking a little bit of a break just because with how frustrating Resident Evil can get trying to find everything to complete the game, I don't want to make it not fun. So after Resident Evil is over, I'm going to take a break and find another series to start up with. And Thief, it'll probably be another 2 playthroughs, but I'm pretty close to being done with that as well. Thief won't take long, but I think I'll extend it out for another 2 or 3 playthroughs, or however many it takes to finish the game, because I do want to do that one side mission on Thief that I've never really done before, so that way I can at least say there's one thing on Thief I haven't done and get it on camera. Let's see. As far as Resident Evil is concerned, the only games I've beaten is 1, 2, and 3, and the only reason I beat those is because I had a friend who was very determined to beat the game, and he would sometimes get further in the game without me. So he would take control over the game, and we would just win the game because he was the one in control. And that ruined it for me. I'm not gonna lie, it did ruin it. So my goal this time is to take my time and actually enjoy the game. I will say there are parts in Resident Evil where you'll hear me jump or hear me yell. Just because there is a lot of scare factor because it is a horror game. Just as a heads up, in the next part of Thief, I am planning on reaching the asylum where Aaron somehow wound up. And there's a part in there that I know is coming. I've beaten the game many times. I know it's there. I know it's coming. I know it's going to happen. But no matter how hard I try, it scares me. It makes me jump every single time. So, for those wanting a good laugh, check that one out. Not sure when I'm going to get to it because I am working 2 part-time jobs on top of doing my videos, so I'll get to it when I can. Right now, we are just coming off of a big, little over a week, crazy celebration that Cheyenne, Wyoming calls the Daddy of them all, Cheyenne Frontier Days. So hopefully work will be calming down enough to where hopefully I'm not going to be so exhausted to where I won't be able to do what I love, which is making videos for you guys, because I do enjoy it. Let's see. The next crazy thing that's probably going to be coming up soon, unfortunately, as everybody knows, is not just Halloween, but also Christmas. Because we always have Halloween out and Christmas out before we even get to Thanksgiving. And in retail, which is where I work 2 jobs, that means we have Black Friday sales. We have every sale you can think of, which drives me nuts. Because it's like with me working 2 jobs, I have to write it out, otherwise I can't keep track of what is selling where. Which I'm sure I'm not the only one in retail that feels that way. It's like, why do we have to have so many sales where you can't keep track of, okay, when I'm at this store, these are the sales I need to keep in mind, whereas if I'm at this store, it's these sales. Such is life. Life is never easy. Let's see. Oh. This is my new little soccer moth, everybody. She's super cute. I love her to death. I grew up watching Bleach and seeing Byakuya and Senbon Sakura in action. I don't know why. I just could never get away from the soccer pedals after that. So you can thank Bleach for my obsession with soccer pedals. I've been kind of studying up on some Japanese culture and some languages for Japanese in terms of writing and talking. Just on the side for fun. Just because there are some animes out there where, unfortunately, these are older ones, but unfortunately the English translation for some of it is not spot on. So, you know, I've been learning on the side just so that way I can say I at least exactly know what they're saying. The English dubbed ones, they're okay. I don't mind them talking in English, but to actually hear it in their native language is really cool. So, you know, that's just kind of one of my other side hobbies I've been doing. If I'm not working on videos, I'm usually working on a build of some kind, or I'm working on diamond arts or just Lego. Mostly it's Lego. Right now I'm working on a 3D-ish Lego build of Kakashi. Diamond art wise, I'm working on a really big version of Sesshomaru, so I'm working on that. That takes time. That is very tedious. Oh, come here. So these little babies are the diamonds for my diamond art for Sesshomaru. They're tiny. And, whoop, there go the blue ones. I'll pick that up later. They're very tiny, and it takes a lot of time to get them on the diamond art. So right now, working on cleaning up the house to where we can set up a studio downstairs where we can keep track of this stuff a little bit better and have more room to work on it. So hopefully as we progress with that type of notion, we can take it from there. Let's see. Oh yeah. Sorry guys, sometimes I gotta think. The other thing we've been kind of working on, at least reality-wise, is our backyard is infested with weeds, so we've been working on getting that taken care of. We've known each other for about, what was it, Becca? We met in 8th grade? 8th or 9th is what she's telling me. Know her as Random, which I hope she doesn't mind me telling you guys that.
No, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably mess up with our Left 4 Dead roleplays calling each other by our names.
Yeah. So, we do our Left 4 Dead playthroughs together, which is laughable. Because we're like, holy crap, Tank! All the time. But yeah, we try to stick to our screen names, but you know, we're human. We call each other by our actual names sometime. And it's like, we're not trying to hide who we are, per se, but at the same time, but we'll leave it at that. So I may or may not be overly pushy about that. Let's see. We are in a kind of a plush collection phase right now, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you get into those phases where it's like, oh, I want this plush, or oh, I want that plush. My favorite is always sitting beside me. This is Rex Lapis from Genshin Impact. I do actually have him in his human form as well as a figure, Zhongli, which is someone you guys have met in my videos. I do not really play Genshin Impact as much anymore. I've kind of lost interest in it. Invest more in Star Rail because I can play it no matter if I'm on my PlayStation or on my phone and the progress doesn't change. Which is really nice. Let's see. Right now on Star Rail, Blade is up for a summons, so I am going to be trying really hard to get him because he's one of my favorites, and I would really like to actually get the actual Blade. I met his voice actor at last year's Anime 307. He's super nice, great guy. He signed for Blade, he signed for Diablo, and he signed for somebody we will be meeting later in episode 6. His name is Vice. He's awesome. The character is awesome. And so is the voice actor. The voice actor is amazing. But I know that the creators of the series are looking to remaster the whole entire thing to where we can know more about Vice, know more about Neo, get more character development out of them, and actually get to know them as they were before Dirge of Cerberus, which I think would be awesome because I feel like there's so much about Vice and Neo that I just don't know, and I would love to know. Um, I am thinking about like throwing in worlds like Lord of the Rings, How to Train Your Dragon, um, Naruto, uh, which ironically, I'm actually working on a fun video where I am throwing in some characters from worlds that I haven't introduced yet, but I want to. So be on the lookout for that, guys. That's coming very soon. I'm very close to being done, I think. No, I just had Shishomaru start explaining where he's from. So maybe another day or so, but I'll have it out soon. Um, Same with Warring Minds episode 6 part 2. Part of the reason I'm sticking with the episode parts with Warring Minds, at least for season 1, is because there is so much that happens. There's way too much information that's going to happen. There's way too much action to where I need to break it up in parts just so I don't mess up. But I am planning at the end of season 1 of doing like kind of a synopsis video just to kind of bring everything back together. Like from where we started to where we are currently. I've been kind of going back down memory lane myself, and quite honestly, even though I'm the one that made it, I have to laugh at myself because there are some parts of that video where, of those videos where, I have to sometimes ask myself, just what was I thinking? But I'm sure I'm not the only creator in the world that's ever said that. But anyway, I digress. Before I ramble too much more, thank you all again for all of your support and all of your likes and shares and subscriptions. I truly do appreciate it. I will be keeping you guys up to date as best as I can as things progress. If my next update comes in form of a gacha, it's not that I don't want to do what I'm doing currently. It's more of a situational thing where it's like I have too much going on to where I'm lucky if I have time just to make the gacha video. So when I have time and I'm not running around like a chicken without a head, I will sit down and I will actually do this kind of a video just so you guys can actually see me and know I'm doing okay. Yeah, and we'll just look forward to hearing anything from you guys, and we will keep you guys posted as things progress. I will talk to Random about doing the same thing at some point. But we're both introverts, so once one takes the leap, the other's usually not too far behind, so yeah, thank you guys for everything. I truly appreciate it. And I will see you on the next round.